Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for Alex Hooper.
Come on, make me earn it. Make me earn it. Thank you guys so much. Happy Saturday, everybody. Are you guys drinking? Good, you're supposed to be drinking. I am not. I have not drank in 2 years. It's the longest I've gone since I was 5 years old. It's becoming increasingly harder to be sober this day and age because at this point, gin and juice is literally cheaper than just juice. I just want the nutrients. I still want to drive home. I think that's why homeless people are drunk all the time. They're not trying to escape reality. A handle of vodka's $8. I double check my bank account before I open an Ocean Spray. Sometimes I get an email from my bank with the subject, "Are you ready to buy a home?" No. And no one knows better than you that I'm not, Bank of America. If you took 5 seconds and looked at my financial statement, you see I've had 8 juices this month. I'm going to rent forever. I was great at drinking. I used to black out every single night. I played to win. But my entire life, I've battled crippling eczema, terrible skin. I've only made rash decisions. 2 years ago, I got health insurance. I saw a dermatologist. She put me on a new eczema medication. It works through my liver. She said, "You're gonna go on these meds. You can't drink for 3 years." Upon hearing that, I immediately asked if I could still do drugs. She said, "I can't condone that," which is not a no. Last year, I went to South America. I was in a club, and a guy gave me some cocaine. At least, I think he gave me cocaine, or he hit me in the face with a shovel for 3 hours. I was under the impression I had done cocaine before. Not like a lot of cocaine, but enough cocaine to think I had done cocaine. What I found out is I've been driving around in a Hyundai Elantra, thinking it was the fastest car on the planet. Then I went to Buenos Aires, somebody put me in a Lamborghini, I was like, oh! That's what that stuff's supposed to do! Woo! Never done it with the top down. Now I'm back in America, driving around in a Hyundai Elantra. So if anybody has a Lamborghini and wants to give me a lift after the show, just kidding. No, I'm not. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Just kidding. No, I'm not. There's one more side effect of my medication, and it's that I'm at higher risk of bacterial infection, so I need to be careful when I'm traveling. So before I went to South America, I asked my doctor, do I need to be concerned? She said, yes, if you plan on having unprotected sex with men while you're down there. Told her I'm very flattered. But I'm going with my girlfriend. She'll be quite upset if I start doing that. My doctor said, this is important, and I do have to say it. Your girlfriend can also not have unprotected sex with men while you're in South America. How good of a boyfriend does my doctor think I am? That I would be taking my girlfriend to Argentina so she can fuck all the beautiful soccer players. If anyone's having sex with those men, it's gonna be me. And I'm gonna remember every thrust because I'll be totally sober while I do it. I like weird drugs. I went through a poppers phase in college. For those of you who are not part of the homosexual club scene in the 1980s and don't know what that is, poppers is amyl nitrate. It's VCR cleaner that you snort directly into your brain to get a quick high. Average night sophomore year, 15, 20 times a night, straight to the dome. However, if I were ever to ingest a single peanut, I would die almost instantly. What is happening up in this that my body can't process a naturally grown God-given legume? But it can take hazmatic chemicals meant to clean electronics, pump it directly through my bloodstream, have a 6-minute dance party whenever I want. I've always wanted to try an autoerotic asphyxiation type move where I rub a little peanut dust under my nose before I have sex so I can have an outer body experience. Am I dying? Am I coming? My safety word's EpiPen. Let's do this! Anaphylactic shock! My favorite drug has always been weed. Weed's the best drug, right? It's the best drug. Were you guys excited when they legalized weed last November? Were you guys excited? I wasn't excited because I didn't know weed wasn't legal. No one ever told me that. But I'm very glad it was legalized because 2 weeks to the day after it was, I was smoking a joint on the street with my friend. We didn't see it. A cop snuck up from behind us and was like, "I'll take that." Thanks, man. That guy probably had a great rest of his shift. He probably didn't arrest anybody. Yeah, dude, I know you stole that car. Just give it back. I smoked weed with my parents. That was cool. What wasn't cool was doing ecstasy with my parents. My mom started giving me a back massage and moaning the whole way through, and I wanted to hate it, but I couldn't. Mentally, I was crying, but physically, I was also crying. 'Cause it felt so good. Some people out there don't do drugs. Weird, right? They walk among us. I met a guy in college at a party, and his name was Will Powers. That was his honest-to-God given name. And Will Powers turned out to be exactly the man you would expect Will Powers to be. I was trying to be courteous. I said, "Hey, man, take a hit of this joint." He said, "No, thanks. I'm going to operate on babies' hearts one day." Said, "Okay, Will Powers, that's wonderful." Truly is. But do you understand how marijuana works? You're an undergrad. You're not going to be high in 12 years. You're not going to be over the operating table one day like, "Oh my God, I just dropped a sun chip in this baby's heart. Maybe if I took out this black light over the operating table, but then my Pink Floyd The Wall poster wouldn't light up like it's supposed to. Do you still think I can eat this chip? It's got a little baby heart on it, but fuck it, it's the last one. Harvest cheddar. I'm gonna eat the chip. Nurse, stitch him up. I'll be in the parking lot playing Ultimate Frisbee. Holy Mount Zion!" Maybe Will Powers had the right idea. He's operating on babies' hearts. I'm talking about him 10 years later. Maybe he's right. Maybe we smoke too much weed. I know this is not a popular opinion. I think we smoke too much pot in California. I can say it. I've smoked most of the pot. Why do I think that? We play commercials in California telling us to visit California. Yeah, California, I get it. I live here. I grew up on the East Coast, and I would see these commercials, and I'd be like, what? I can go surfing with Kim Kardashian, and 2 hours later go snowboarding with Rob Lowe? Sign me up, that looks rad. And then I moved here, and was surprised to see the same commercials in this state all the time. Somebody in their marketing department has to be saying, let's distribute these to the rest of the nation, build tourism. And one guy's like, no, keep them here. Make them appreciate what they have. There's mountains next to beaches, goddammit! Those commercials are terrible for California because it's always one guy and he's like, in California, we're always having board meetings, and then a skater kickflips over the camera. Oh, did you think I was talking about jobs? No. There are no jobs here. There's also no water. There's also no laws. We do heroin next to cops. It's California! Get here immediately, degenerates! I ran here as fast as I could. On that same note, I think Michigan smokes too much pot. Because Michigan plays commercials in California telling us to visit Michigan. Hello? We live in California. Not going to Michigan, you dumb piece of shit. I'm at a drive-through dispensary right now. I like to smoke weed while I drive. Completely unrelated to that, I was in 3 car accidents in 2015. People hear that, they go, wow, Alex, 3 car accidents in a year, you suck at driving. Nope, none of them were my fault, and Geico agrees with me. When you're in 3 car accidents in a year, you start to worry about the resale value of your car. I paid $13,000 for it. I put $10,000 of work in 1 year. I'm literally rebuilding this thing from the ground up. But what I worry about is my Carfax history report. If you read it, you would never buy my car. But that's because what my Carfax history report, what my Carfax history report doesn't say. What I feel it's missing is that my car is a warrior. A champion who can survive anything. It goes into battle and emerges victorious. Example, when that tire came barreling down the freeway at 70 miles per hour, did my Hyundai Elantra swerve out of the way because it was scared? Fuck no. We hit that piece of rubber straight into oncoming traffic and pulled off in the middle of the ghetto at midnight, unafraid. When that bus full of 60 Korean tourists backed up into it, did it sputter to the side of the road and die? Fuck no! We took that $2,000 settlement check and we went straight to the bank and bought Coachella tickets. Because my car is a warrior. It bestows gifts upon me. My car's like Jason. You can kill it and it will come back stronger and kill you. Through higher insurance premiums. I was in a lot of rental cars that year. The last one they put me in a brand new Hyundai Sonata Hybrid. I drive an Elantra. This is 10 levels above my car. And stepping into this thing, it was like being in the cockpit of a plane. I'd never seen any of these buttons. And I'm like a little kid. I like pressing buttons. So I just start pressing all the buttons. On the second day of driving it, there was a button I had not previously noticed. It was on the steering wheel, and it just said blue with an accent over the E. Bleh. 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 I don't know how to say it. I don't know what it does. Hope it's not an ejector seat. Press the button. What's gonna happen? What happened is, my entire dashboard lit up blue, and the car said, "You are now driving blue." That's what it did. But from that moment on, I couldn't stop driving blue. Everywhere I went, I was like, blue, wake up in the morning, blue. And I felt incredible. I was doing better at work. I gave my girlfriend an orgasm during sex, thank you. Real one, count it. I felt great. Then 3 weeks went by, and it was time to get my car back. And I was excited to get back in the saddle, see how the old girl was doing. First thing I do, I step in my car, blue! Oh, wait. My car does not have a blue button. That technology did not exist when my vehicle was built. I just jammed my finger into hard plastic. I got depressed. I was in a funk. I couldn't get the feeling back. I was blue because I wasn't. Then one day after about a week, I was at a red light in downtown Los Angeles, and I saw about 100 people lined up outside a church, and I realized they were giving food to the homeless people. And I saw one guy get his food, and he lifted his arm in the air in triumph. This is the best moment of his day, maybe even his whole week. I could see the joy emanating from his face. And that's the moment I realized, driving blue is not a button that we push. Driving blue is in our hearts. We can all drive blue whenever you want. When you get out of here tonight, you press that little blue button. You press it. Press it. Press it. My blue button is forever pressed, and I owe so much of that to the city of Los Angeles, the people I've met here. I have truly discovered the person I want to be, and in doing so, I have become such a pussy. I grew up in Baltimore, and Baltimore is a tough city, right? What do people know about Baltimore? The Wire, the Ravens, murderers on our TV shows, murderers on our football teams. Here's a fun fact. Every person in Baltimore has murdered at least one person. So when you grow up in Baltimore, you come out of that city hard as a rock. And then I came to LA, and the sun was shining, and the birds were chirping. And one day I looked down and I was skipping instead of walking. I'm not tough anymore. If somebody wanted to fight me in Baltimore, whoa, 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 let's go outside right now. You don't know what kind of messed up human I am. If somebody wants to fight me in LA, whoa, whoa, whoa. What happened to you today, man? Did you lose an Instagram follower? Why don't we have a hot yoga session? We'll grab a green juice. We'll turn a fight into a friendship. It's been working for me ever since. One of my best friends growing up in Baltimore, his name was Devondre, and he actually just went to jail, and he announced it on Facebook, like you do. Everybody in the comments was very supportive. They were like, that's okay, man, you're a great guy, you'll be out in no time. But one person commented, happens to the best of us. No, it doesn't. In fact, it mainly only happens to the worst of us. Who are your friends? No one ever says it happens to the best of us about anything that actually happens to the best of us. It's never, oh, Kevin, you didn't hear? He just won the Nobel Prize. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. It's always, oh, Kevin, you didn't hear? He was at a party, got drunk, fell off a Segway, he's dead. Well, happens to the best of us. Devondre is such a cool name. You know, it's Devin, it's Andre, it's Devondre. I am so jealous of those made-up black names. I'm so jealous of them. None of them have to put numbers in their email addresses. I'm Alex Hooper 37 at Yahoo. There were 36 unavailable options for me. Do you think Leviticus Washington has that problem? A couple months ago, I met a girl after a show. Her name was Unique, and I was like, oh, cool, U-N-I-Q-U-E? She said, nope, it's Y-O-U-N-E-E-K. You know what her email address was? unique@gmail.com. The spelling of her name was the exact definition of her name. That's next level brilliance. There's a billion Alexes in the world. White people are so basic. We get 6 baby books, and we're like, I don't know, Jonathan, I like how black people are naming their kids. They just knock over a Scrabble board and read the results. Quintificon? On a triple word score, he's going first round. I've lived in LA for almost 9 years, and sometimes you have one of those sometimes you have one of those moments that truly defines that you are a Los Angeles resident. Mine happened when I saw a missing person poster on a telephone pole, and I couldn't get past how terrible their headshot was. If Hollywood didn't find you, I'm not gonna look. I live in a gay neighborhood. I know it's a gay neighborhood because there are rollerblades hanging from the telephone wires. Somebody turned a very gnarly trick. It's very dangerous living in a gay neighborhood. The second day I was there, I was involved in a drive-by. 4 dudes rolled up in a Prius and threw glitter at me out the window. Never heard it coming. Some people are afraid of wearing the wrong colors where they live. I'm afraid of wearing a crop top that doesn't match my leggings. There's an adult bookstore in my neighborhood. There's an adult bookstore. How pretentious do you have to be to watch porn and go, I'd rather read the book? Oh, you're still watching pornography? You know when they make the film, they leave out all the best scenes, right? You know that? The Bukkake dungeon scene from Glazed and Confused? Oh, you haven't read it. Oh. Still watching porn like a Philistine. Best part about living in a gayborhood, there are no kids anywhere. No children. I throw a ball, no one catches it. I think that's one of the best parts about being gay is you never have to pull out, right? Just hunk, trunk, spunk, slam dunk. Every time. My girlfriend and I went through a pregnancy scare earlier this year. I was terrified. I thought my girlfriend was pregnant. What happened is I binge watched the show. I didn't know I was pregnant. Found out any one of us can be pregnant at any time. You don't know? For those of you not familiar with that show, let me explain. I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant is a show about liars. I know when I've eaten one too many bagel bites. You don't know there's a human being floating around in here? If your baby can't make its presence known in here, how's it gonna make its presence known out there? In the world where it matters. Have you guys seen the show? I still didn't know I was pregnant. That's a real show on the Learning Channel. When did the Learning Channel become the ew, I'm weird, watch me live channel? It used to be nature documentaries. Now every show is like, this man has a foot for a face. Can he drive a car and find love? Coming on next on I Have a Foot for a Face. Oh, is that not enough for you sickos? Well, tune in this weekend because we're having a full foot face marathon. 48 hours of nothing but foot face. TLC, where weirdos get off. I still didn't know I was pregnant. That's where women magically have a second child just fall out of them they didn't know was there. That show should be called I Refuse to Accept Responsibility. My mom definitely knew I was in there. I made my presence abundantly clear. I was playing drums, having friends over, throwing uterus parties. I stayed in 18 days past my due date. 18 days. Torturing my mother. I didn't want to come out. I think it's because I knew, even as a fetus, that it was all downhill when I got to the real world. The first 9 months of your life are the best. You're literally drowning in pussy. It's never gonna get better. My girlfriend and I have been together a long time, but we're not married. And people ask all the time, when are you gonna get married? 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 When are you gonna get I don't want to get married. My parents are divorced. My parents are also divorce lawyers. Both of them. My parents are the most divorced people there have ever been. They didn't only break up themselves, they broke up thousands of families. If they weren't gonna be happy, no one was. I feel like I was cheated out of something, because little girls, they dream of the day they're gonna get married. They watch Disney movies, they walk down the hallway while their friends throw flowers at them. That's beautiful. I listened to my parents' custody battles every single night, so instead of dreaming of my wedding day, I had nightmares about the day I would fight to get my kids back. I would stand in front of the mirror, they're my kids too, goddammit, I love them, you can't keep them from me. At 7 years old. Try to be a good boyfriend, though. Try to be a good boyfriend. I use the word we as often as possible. Right? We know about saying we. I didn't know. I made a mistake when I was moving out of my house. One of my friends said, Alex, that house is incredible. Why would you leave? I said, my girlfriend thinks it'd be a good idea if I took the next step. She was right next to me. She didn't like that. She said, no, Alex, we think it would be a good idea if we took the next step. There's no you and I anymore. There's no separation. It's we. We're a family. So if you ask me what I do on the weekends, we like to go to the downtown flower market for 3 hours. Just to look. Just to look. We like to try on every color of nail polish at Sephora. That's what we like to do. But I'm learning how to turn this around back in my favor. We like to watch 4 episodes of SportsCenter in a row, even though we know it's the exact same program every single time. We like to make beef jerky casserole 3 times a week for dinner. We would like to start experimenting with anal. Because we think if we try it, we might really enjoy it. We don't think it will hurt as bad as we think it will. We can start with just the tip and ease it in as we feel more comfortable. What's that? Fine. We love sleeping on the couch. We do it all the time. We do it all the time. My girlfriend really wanted a dog because she kept seeing those 8-minute long ASPCA commercials that come on. Like, she kept seeing those ads. And first of all, I'm part of the industry, so I'm here to tell you guys, if you don't already know, don't feel sad when you see those commercials. Those dogs, they're actors. They're Hollywood actors. They live in houses bigger than we do. They dive into a pile of bones like Scrooge McDuck. I used to drink with one of those dogs. He picked up the tab. Those dogs are fine. ASPCA charges 63 cents per day to save an animal. That's not a lot, right? 63 cents a day, shower your love, save a life, beautiful. Do you know how much UNICEF charges per day to save a child? 50 cents. It's cheaper to save a child than it is to save a dog. That means they're feeding these children something that is lower than dog food. They're probably feeding the dogs the children that UNICEF can't save anymore. I didn't write that. Who did it? Who did it? Who did that? But my girlfriend Tanya, she's like, I want a puppy. I want a puppy. I was like, nope, I'm trying to save money. We're getting a kid. It'll be great. We'll take it on long walks. We'll feed it scraps on the table. When it shits on the rug, we'll put it in its cage. She's like, Alex, you're not ready to be a father. I said, you're right. But don't you mean we're not ready to be a father? We did eventually adopt a puppy, and I immediately had a vasectomy. I'm not taking care of a baby anything, ever again. We adopted a pug when he was 10 weeks old. We got him from Mexico. He got his first round of shots in Tijuana. I don't know what kind of shots they were, but this dog can fucking party. A couple years ago, we adopted another pug, but this one we got from Korea. We have an international house of pug cakes. People ask me all the time, why did you get a dog from Korea? Turns out pugs, the sweetest little things in the world, are not a desired breed in Korea. They literally throw them to the streets, meaning pugs are roaming the streets in Korea, making Korea the cutest country in the world. We named her Kimchi. If someone around you is not laughing, tell them to expand their culinary palate. I'll be honest with you guys, I've had this dog for 2 years. I stare at her every day. She's beautiful. But even after this amount of time, I'm not convinced they didn't send over a 90-year-old Korean woman. It looks exactly the same. She doesn't understand a word I say. She eats her dog food with chopsticks. She sleeps on my pillow with me. And it's so nice because pugs snore while they sleep, and it makes my pillow vibrate. It lulls me to sleep in this very gentle fashion. So as I'm laying down to sleep, I just get this. It's amazing. Because before, I used to have to put a vibrator in my pillowcase every night. By morning, the batteries are dead. But you know the good thing about a vibrator that's out of batteries? Still a perfectly good dildo. Still works. We live in a dog-friendly building, and there's a new dog that moved in, a new sheriff in town, and this little guy will not stop barking. 24 hours a day, he's going nuts, and my neighbors are furious. They're leaving notes on this girl's door. They're complaining to management. They want this dog out. But I'm not angry at the dog for barking all day. I'm impressed with his vocal cords. Imagine 24 hours a day doing this. That was like 14 seconds. I'm exhausted right now. 24 hours a day? Are you kidding me? This dog should not be punished. He should be studied. This dog has answers. I'll be the first to admit, it's not acceptable to do what I just did. To scream like that in a small enclosed space, that's not okay. The only scenario where I do find that's acceptable is that's how I walk through bad neighborhoods at night when I think I'm gonna get mugged. Just No one fucks with me. Even cops see that, like, should we do something? Arrest that guy? Arrest that guy? He should not be punished. He should be studied. That guy has answers. Tough to be a cop right now. They keep killing people. They're not supposed to do that. If you boil down the police force, it's essentially comprised of two things. It's the dumbest humans and the smartest dogs working together to solve crimes. Lowest of ours, highest of theirs, feed them some treats, go solve the murder. I think they should let the dogs carry the gun. K9 millimeter? Because if a dog shoots you, you know you did something wrong. You ever try to put a paw through a trigger hole? That's tough. Do you guys realize there are thousands of people who are locked up for their entire lives that were arrested by a dog? Some guy is like sitting in his cell fashioning a shiv into a bone. Like, when I get out, I'm gonna kill that German Shepherd, his whole family. It's like, whoa, I bombed a school. I gotta change cells. I can't be around this guy. Do you guys think the regular dogs and the drug-sniffing dogs get along? Because I have a friend, we used to smoke a lot of weed together. He became a cop. I haven't seen him since. Does that happen with the dogs too? Like, they're friends as puppies, and then one of them goes a more proper path, leaving the other one behind? Patch! What happened to you, man? We used to fetch the frisbee, dig for bones. Now what are you doing all day, Patch? You hanging out at the airport? You narking? Well, what happened to barking, Patch? You're out there narking. What happened to barking? Arr, arr, arr. Never forget. I sing to my animals, make up cute little songs, and I sing to them. Recently, I was singing this song. It's bedtime for little boys. It's bedtime for sweet little boys. I know, it's a cute song. Problem was, I was not singing that in my apartment to my adorable pug. It was stuck in my head. I was singing it 2 days later in the produce section of a grocery store. Caught a woman staring at me as I was going through the worst food possible, bananas. Here's a woman looking at me, going, where are all the sweet little boys? Let's go to bed, you sweet little boys. Haven't eaten a banana since. I try to be healthy, all right? But LA is riddled with food trucks, and they're all so good. I stop at every single food truck I pass. One time, I saw a brand new one. I stopped there so excited, ready to eat. Turned out, it was an HIV mobile testing station. Second worst taco I've ever had. Coincidentally, the worst taco I ever had is how I got back to the HIV mobile testing station in the first place. Life comes full circle. I have to eat better because my doctor told me I have high blood pressure. That's what he said. He said, you have high blood pressure. So I told him he had a stupid tie. He told me that's a stethoscope. Well, you win this round, Dr. Boaz. Try to shop at healthier grocery stores. Thing is, I hate going to new grocery stores because I hate not knowing where anything is. I go to one grocery store, I get in, I get out. New grocery stores, I'm totally unfamiliar. I walk around just like, I don't know. I hate that feeling. One time, I went to the grand opening of a grocery store. so nobody knew where anything was. We all had that feeling at the same time, which caused mass hysteria throughout the Sprouts. One woman started crying by the frozen foods. Another man was in the corner just screaming, "Potatoes! Everyone's eating potatoes! I'm over here!" I got a bunch of apples, spelled out SOS on the floor, sat down and waited for help. Eventually, an employee found me. I was like, "Hey, man, I'm just trying to find the pasta." He goes, "Yeah, we're all trying to find the pasta." I lit up a joint, started smoking. He was like, "You can't do that in here." I was like, "How do you know?" When I went to pay, there was some confusion as to where the line actually started. And there were 5 people waiting, me in the back, and one guy didn't realize he cut in from the side. So the man that was next spoke up. He said, "Hey, line starts back here, bud." The guy that cut turned to him and said, "Didn't realize that, pal." First guy said, "Well, now you do realize it, sport." Guy that cut said, "Yeah, I do, champ." First guy said, "Why don't you step back here then, amigo?" Guy that cut said, "Maybe I was gonna step back there, but then when you called me your amigo, I don't think you actually meant that I was your amigo, boss." First guy said, "Actually, I did mean it. I've been having a lot of problems at home. My wife says I'm not spending enough time with the kids, and if I don't make major changes, she's gonna pack them up and take them to her sister's place in Scottsdale. I feel like my entire ego is about to be shattered. My life's at a tipping point, so I'm just here buying ice cream, flowers, and a card so I can save my marriage. Chief!" Guy that cut said, "I'm sorry to hear that. I messed up my first marriage too." She's remarried now. You know what that's like? Watch another man raise your kids. 14 years. I haven't seen him in 14 years. I've missed communions, graduations, prom. I follow them on Instagram just to know what they look like. So take it from me, an already defeated man. Go home, tell your wife you love her, and save your marriage. Captain! First guy said, "I'm about to cry, friend." The guy that cut said, "Hey, line starts back here, bud. Line starts back here." And then I lit up another joint. That was a beautiful moment. My favorite thing to do when I get high is everything. But one thing I really like to do is I love seeing Pixar movies in the theater. That is my time to let those tears out. I know what those movies are gonna do to me, so I'm smart about when I go. Always middle of the day, Tuesday, when I can be all alone, have Alex time. When I saw Finding Dory, I did exactly that, middle of the day on a Tuesday, thought I'd be all alone. No, they sat me next to an entire Girl Scout troop who proceeded to laugh at me like I was a weirdo because they didn't understand the subtle nuances and the emotional roller coaster that little fish was going on. It's called Subtext Kennedy or Tennyson or Vanderbilt or whatever your first name is that used to be a last name. Pixar's the best, man. They have their formula down to a science. At this point, Pixar could make a movie about a trash can and I would bawl my eyes out watching that film. It's the story of a black trash can. He lives in the village of blue recycling bins. They make fun of him every day because he's different. It's got racial undertones. So one day, he goes on an adventure to find his purpose at the golden landfill in the sky. And on the way there, he makes friends with an autistic hefty bag who's happy to finally have a black friend. On his journey, he discovers he can make compost within himself. He is good for the environment after all. So he heads back to the village of blue recycling bins. But on the way there, a terrible storm comes. It rains upon him, chipping away all the black paint, revealing he's been a blue recycling bin the whole time. Pixar's Thrown Away. Coming next summer. It's the story of a highway, but no one wants to adopt him. Pixar's The 405 South. Coming 2021. By 2025, it's just gonna be Pixar's Fuck You. You'll see it. Best movie of all time. I like children. I do think I would be an amazing parent, but the reason I don't want them is because for years I've worked at a theme park. And if you ever work at a place where kids frequent, you understand they're expensive, annoying monsters. I don't want anything to do with it. I work in the guest services department of a major theme park. Guest services is where you go when you want something. So every day, I deal with the same situation. Some rich family walks in and they go, "Hi, where are the Cooper Smith Johnsons? This is our son, Aiden. He has ADHD, so we're not gonna be able to wait in the lines today. Because our son, Aiden Cooper Smith Johnson, he has ADHD. We can't wait in the lines." I always want to tell that woman, if you think about it, ADHD is the perfect mental disorder to wait in a line with. It's like, oh, 45 minutes for this ride? What am I supposed to do for 45? Oh man, is that a squirrel with a hamburger wrapper? I was in the cafeteria yesterday at school and I was eating a hamburger, but it was supposed to be pizza day, which you know is like my favorite food. Unless it has mushrooms on it, because those are so gross. How are you gonna eat something that grows on a tree or from the ground? That's so weird, man. Oh, I forgot, I have a soccer game next week. Remember last week I scored the game-winning goal and everybody carried me off the field and they were like, Aiden, Aiden, Aiden. That was the coolest feeling, man. I love soccer. That's gotta be my favorite sport. No, wait, baseball. That's my favorite sport. No, wait, basketball. That's my favorite sport. I want to be in the NBA one day, but my mom says I can't because I'm not black. But when I said that bill, he said I can do whatever I want. If I dream it, I can achieve it. Oh man, remember last year we went on that cruise? That was crazy. That was the most water I'd ever seen. And all the water was rocking the boat, and I got sick to my stomach, and mommy and daddy got sick from drinking too much mommy and daddy juice. That was the most water I'd ever seen. No, wait, remember Yellowstone National Park with that geyser was just out of the ground, just shooting up toward the sky? I was like, whoa, man, that was so much water. Crazy, man. I'd never seen that much water before. Oh, I forgot. I have a math test coming up. I am not good at math. There's going to be multiplication and division and subtraction. I'm good at spelling, though. I can spell anything. A-N-Y-T-H. Oh, I forgot. I want to get a dog. I want to get a dog so bad. We used to have a dog, but then I left the gate open and the whole family blamed me, but it wasn't my fault. But I hear now you can get a dog from Korea. Isn't that crazy, man? You get a dog from Korea. But my mom says I have to get a lizard first. And if that lasts for 2 years, then I can get a ferret. If that lasts for years, then I can get a cat. Oh, I forgot. I was in art class last week and I was doing this beautiful watercolor of a mountain that I saw at Yellowstone National Park, and my friend Tim came over and he drew a little penis right in front of the guys. I was like, Tim, don't do that, I'm gonna get in trouble. Sure enough, Miss Bridwell comes over and she says like, Aiden, why did you do this to your beautiful painting? I was like, it wasn't me, it was Tim. Then she sent me to the principal's office. Tim wanted me to go to the house for dinner. Oh look, Aiden, it's 45 minutes and you're on the fucking ride. Thank you. One time I did that for 53 minutes. We have guests from all over the world at the theme park. One thing I've learned is there are a lot of countries in the Middle East. There are a lot jammed closely together, and it's hard to keep track of all of them. So I came up with a little saying, a mnemonic, to better remember the countries in the Middle East. And I implore you guys to remember it, because it will help you. It goes like this. Saudi, Iraqi, Iran. Oh man, Syria? Kuwait. It's real turkey, Jordan. Dubai, Pakistan, Chad, Qatar, diddle. Yeah, man. Moral of that joke, smoke weed every day. One of my favorite memories of working at the theme park is you have to scan your finger to go into the theme park I work at. They have a biometric system. And one time, this old man was being dragged in by his family, and he didn't want to do it. And he screamed out in front of hundreds of people in the plaza, "I didn't fight in Vietnam to give my DNA to a theme park." All my coworkers were like, "That guy's crazy." I said, "Nope, that made a lot of sense. I'm giving that guy a front of the line pass." You waded through rice paddies. There's no way you're waiting to get on a simulator today. Right this way, sir. He's right. If you've ever scanned your finger to go into a theme park, your DNA is on file. They can clone you at any time. Have you ever been walking through a theme park going, "That churro guy kind of looks like me"? Fuck yeah, he does. That is you. I can't wait to get older. I feel it. I feel it in my body. I see it in my face. I just turned 17 last week. My dad turned 73 earlier this year, and we can all agree 73, that's getting up there. Every time I talk to him on the phone, he says the same thing. He goes, "Whatever you do, Alex, you're not going to put me in one of those homes. I won't go to one of those homes." First of all, I'm not a monster. I've never threatened to put him there. But what my dad doesn't understand, what I think most elderly people don't consider, going to a senior home is not punishment. It's college too, the musical, Back to the Dorms. All of your friends live in the same building. You eat your meals at the same time, at the same place, but now they're wheeling you around and you're still force-feeding pills down your throat to make you feel awesome. But the best part, your kids are gonna pay for that. Your kids pay for you to go to college all over again. That's amazing. They say STDs run rampant through senior homes. Obviously, you know what else does? Partying! Everyone there is single and just got out of a long-term relationship. I told my brother I don't want kids. He's like, "Alex, you have to have kids. Otherwise, who's gonna take care of you when you're old?" Who's gonna take care of you when you're old? Robots? Probably. I mean, robots take care of me now. My trash can's a robot. I don't even touch it. I just wave my hand over and it opens for me like a king. My toothbrush is a robot. I can't even shake my hand back and forth for 90 seconds. You don't think we're gonna give elderly caretaking to the robots? Nobody wants to do that job. And it's perfect for a robot. You know what a robot's not gonna do? It's not gonna miss my 84th birthday because it had to give a presentation at the law firm where it just became partner. Do you guys worry about technological singularity, like robots catching up to our intelligence? You worry about it? I don't worry about it. I don't think it's gonna happen for a couple reasons. One, right, I think robots are gonna model our society. Clap your hands if you've ever murdered somebody. Right? I've never murdered anyone. That's why I had to leave Baltimore. So I think the robots are gonna do the things that I like to do, which means they're gonna go out to the desert, do some weird drugs, find themselves, and come back a bohemian artist. Dude, just because we are machines doesn't mean we have to be a part of the machine. They're gonna snort a bunch of motor oil, be like, "Whoa, man, was that synthetic?" Last night I could only see zeros and ones, but this morning I saw a 2. My servers are fried. Of course, by that time, we can't even call them robots anymore, right? PC culture will have caught up. Got to call them humanoid automatons. Oh! Who has the time? You get a broken robot, a mentally challenged humanoid automaton. Robots are gonna buy all the Burning Man tickets, I know that. It's gonna be all robot Coachella, all robot Burning Man. What's the first question you're asked when you buy a ticket? Are you a robot? Get ready. Give me more ketamine. The other reason why I don't think robots are gonna kill us all, do you guys remember 6 years ago, IBM built Watson? It was called the smartest computer ever built. It was designed to win Jeopardy, and it did. It beat all the smartest humans that had ever won Jeopardy, and people said, that's it, robots are smarter than humans. I don't think so. Watson cost $31 million to build. It won $40,000 on Jeopardy. That's the stupidest fucking robot I've ever heard of. The truth is, robots already have taken over, right? How many of you, knowing that there's 2 minutes left, cannot wait to look at your phone right now? Just the fact that I said the word phone, now you're all thinking about the notifications and all the people trying to reach you right now, man. There's a whole world in there waiting for you to look at it. I hate my phone. Anybody else? I hate my phone. I would throw my phone off a bridge if I didn't need it to tell me how to get home. And I know how to get home. I don't trust myself anymore. I put in Google Maps to go to my neighbor's house in case it's 4 seconds quicker to go to my back door than my front door. A few months ago, I broke my phone. And for 4 whole days, I didn't have a phone. You know what I did for those 4 days? I looked around. Remember looking around? Standing in line at a grocery store looking at magazines? Yeah, Cosmopolitan. I do want to know 47 ways to pleasure my man because there is nothing else for me to do right now. Looking at other people. Sir, are you buying 8 bags of marshmallows? You get organic lemons? Not going to save you, bro. I started talking to people again. I would strike up conversations with random strangers on the street, and I loved it. You know who didn't love it? Every person I talked to. We're terrified of human interactions. At this point, I'm barely even paying attention to my own set because all I'm thinking about is how Karen didn't like my Instagram post earlier and it's driving me fucking nuts right now. And I don't even know Karen. Never met her. Karen might not even be Karen. Karen's probably a homophobic bigot with ties to white nationalism who has a bumper sticker on her truck of an AK-47 pissing on an American flag, but she got a nice butt. We're phoning in our lives, guys. We're not present. We're fake. We're phoning in our lives. When you get out of here, put down your phone, press your blue button. Put down your phone, press your blue button. When you're experiencing live entertainment, put down your phone. When you're trying to decide what to watch on Netflix, put down your phone. When you're having sex with a stranger later tonight, put down your phone. Unless you're filming it. At which point, turn it horizontally. You goddamn amateur videographers. I'm not watching any more vertical sex tapes. Thank you guys so much.